That's right, I became a League of Legends player. How did this happen? Where did this all start? Well, it all started when my mom and dad did a thing that's too far back. I heard about League around 7 or 8 years ago when a couple of my friends started playing the game. I wasn't interested and didn't play with them at the time, because back in 2014 I was probably still playing Angry Birds Transformers. But 4 years later, out of curiosity, I decided to try out the game. One friend was kind enough to walk me through the tutorial and teach me about the game, but I still wasn't interested in it, and dropped the game soon after the tutorial. I picked it up after another 2 or 3 years since I saw that my friends had been playing League quite frequently at that time. After that, for the next year or so, I've gone through this vicious cycle. I would get FOMO that my friends were playing the game without me, so I would join them in League for a week or so, remember that I didn't have fun playing the game, and then I would not play League for another few months before getting FOMO enough to come back to the game again. By the time I hit level 30, I still knew next to nothing about the game, since each time I went through this cycle, I would forget everything that my friends tried to teach me about the game after just a few months of not playing. Learning the game is definitely the hardest part about getting into League, and there are a ridiculous number of things that a new player has to learn, especially those that are new to MOBAs. First of all, there are currently 161 champions in the game, and that number is only going to keep increasing as time goes on. When I first started, I thought to myself, couldn't I just choose one champion to play and ignore all the others? Well, yes and no. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to get really good at just one champion, but there's also the risk of someone else on your team taking your champion, or the risk of your champion getting banned if you play draft mode. Also, only knowing one champion makes playing the game in general much more difficult. Sometimes I would walk forward, die to some super flashy combo of moves and have no clue what just happened because I wouldn't know what abilities the enemy champion has and how to avoid them. Actually, it wasn't just sometimes, that happened all the time when I first started. Also, the sheer amount of general knowledge about the game can be pretty overwhelming, not to mention trying to apply all of that knowledge in an actual game. As a new player that mostly played in lane, I had to deal with trying to manage a minion wave and get the last hit on minions so I could get more gold, while trying to dodge the abilities of an opponent that's actively trying to kill me, while checking the minimap every few seconds to avoid getting jump scared by the enemy jungler, while trying to buy the right items to counter the enemy team, while warding once in a while to give my team more vision around the map, while preparing to kill dragons, rift heralds, and baron nashers with my team to give my team different buffs, while getting flamed by my teammates for having 0 kills and 10 deaths. All of that mental effort spent just to play League is more than I have to spend at my part-time job. My point is that League feels like a never-ending line of hurdles to overcome, and once I did seem to overcome enough of them, the only thing I got was the chance to enjoy playing this game with my friends. It took me an insanely long time to learn the fundamentals of the game, and among both of the friend groups I play with, I'm still regarded as the newbie of the group. I think this mostly comes down to one main reason: my refusal to actively try to improve at the game. I never did anything on my own time to get better, whether it be looking through League guides for beginners to improve my overall game sense, or champion guides that gave me tips and tricks to make better use of my abilities. Everything that I did learn came from my friends, who are all pretty knowledgeable at the game, which was pretty lucky for me. But every time I saw my friends play League, I hoped to myself, maybe they'll stop playing League. Maybe the hype will die down and we can play something else instead. Because I kept convincing myself that League would be a temporary thing and it wouldn't be worth the effort to learn the game once my friends stopped playing it, I didn't. Yet here I am, still playing League with them to this day. Honestly, I don't find it worth the effort to get into League. The hundreds of hours I poured into this game were probably better off spent somewhere else. From when I was level 30 all the way to when I was level 95, I remember not having too much fun playing the game, but now that I'm probably slightly better than an Iron 3 player, I could see the appeal of the game and how it can be fun with a group of friends that don't take the game too seriously. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go reinstall Angry Birds Transformers.